Hey guys, we've mentioned on some previous videos about the older people in Japan and about how they often just keep powering on. This video is dedicated to the hardcore old ladies in Japan. There's some real toughies that we see. We've shown you before some older ladies riding around on bicycles and scooters and all sorts of things around the countryside. These ladies are working hard out in the fields, and we see this all the time. And sometimes it's because the husbands have passed on, so that's why they're out there on their own. Or sometimes the husbands might be still working, or sometimes maybe the husbands just can't get out there anymore. So sometimes you'll see them out there together. You'll see an old couple, old husband and old wife out there working together. Or often we just see the old lady out there on her own, just one old lady out in the middle of the fields on her own. And it's amazing because Japanese summers are really harsh. 35, 36, 37 degree days are really normal in the middle of summer, and humidity's really high, 75% humidity, sometimes 80% humidity. So it's real killer weather. And in fact, a lot of older people do die in that weather because it's just so intense. Here's that head protection gear in the hardware store. It's all the old ladies wear out in the fields there. So the summers are really harsh in Japan, really, really hot and steamy, and the winters are obviously really harsh too, with below zero temperatures. But all year round you'll see this. You'll see the ladies out in the fields with their hats and their scarves and covered head to toe. They tend to cover up. You tend not to see any skin because they're protecting themselves from the sun. So it's all gloves and scarves and masks and things to keep the sun off their skin because they're very careful with not getting burnt. But just hardcore. And we know some of these ladies, and they're in their 80s. There's one near where we live who's in her 80s, and she's out in her big vegetable field just about every day. She's either pulling weeds, or she's planting something, or digging something up, or really hardcore. And these ladies, of course, when they're not out digging the fields, you'll often see them walking around the street or walking around the supermarket bent over, because from doing this for 60 years or 70 years, the end result is that quite often they end up bent over like that all the time. So they'll be walking around the supermarket or walking down the street pretty much bent over like that a lot of the time. Pretty hardcore work. We drive past on a really, really hot day, and we're sitting in the air conditioner in the car, and you look out and you see just one lady on her own like this out in the sun. Really hardcore. Look at this one. So she's doing that burning. We've showed you that burning before between the fields. The grass tends to get a bit long and out of control, and they get a bit of weeds in there, so to deal with that they burn it off. So here she's out there on her own, burning off between the fields. Hard work, really hard work. Aren't they amazing? More videos coming soon.